Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and we're talking Liverpool as Xabi Alonso speaks about his future and where he might end up. Liverpool, of course, looking for a replacement for Jurgen Klopp. This is going to be a huge change for Liverpool and they'll want to get it right. But Bayern Munich wants Alonso as well. And who is he likely to join? Well, he's very tight-lipped about that. There's lots of people with lots of opinion on it. I just think no way is he going to turn down the opportunity to go to Liverpool. But to be honest with you, I think Liverpool fans probably do have a bit of concern because it's such a big appointment. Also throw Barcelona into the equation. Plus, we don't necessarily know if another club might sack their manager before then. I mean, look, Pochettino looks safe. Some United fans would sack Ten Hag. Who's to say there's not going to be another big club looking for a manager in the summer? So it's very important that Liverpool get their man. Oh, can I just say as well, the podcast's out. Links in the description. New today, talking about the weekend fixtures, the Carabao Cup, the top 10 best players in the world, and another hot take. If you loved Haaland doesn't start for Liverpool, you need to listen to the podcast as well. But more of that later. Let's talk about this. I just think there is no way that Xabi Alonso, well, there's not no way, but I think it would be foolish of him not to go to Liverpool. I'd love to see what your comments are on this, Liverpool fans or not. Where should a Xabi Alonso go and why do you think he should go there? My take on this is that I think that he will go to Liverpool, and maybe some people have said this, maybe they haven't, but I suspect Liverpool, well, I don't like Liverpool as a Manchester United fan, but when I look at Liverpool, the way they operate, and I always go back to this transfer, Fabinho, he was linked to Man United. Liverpool got linked to him at 7 o'clock. He'd signed for them by 8:30. They are very a closed shop when they're doing business. And that comes across as being very quick and efficient. They're not very quick, really. They're just very good at working on things without people knowing about them. And that comes across as being really efficient because they can be linked to somebody and have them signed in a very short period of time. But that would actually be a negative if they were quick, because that would be like, well, they haven't done the research. They haven't done the conversations with the player, with the club, with the agent. They've just rang the phone up and said, can we have Fabinho? Yeah, we'll pay this. Let's get it done. That's not what they're doing. They're way more in depth and calculated than that. I've mentioned to you before about Fekir. They basically bought him and then they threw the towel in because they weren't happy with the operation he's had on his knee. Even though he could have been playing for years, they just weren't happy about it. They are very meticulous. They will have known that Jurgen Klopp was leaving before we knew. They'll have probably known that, I think Klopp said November. Do you think Jurgen Klopp, when he told Liverpool he was leaving, Liverpool went, oh, we'll give it a few months, announce it publicly, and then we'll probably start looking for a manager? They'll have been having conversations with people from the minute they knew Jurgen Klopp was going. And Jurgen Klopp will have been happy for Liverpool to do that, and he will have given them the gap of 3 months before it went public to give them that window to do something. There is no way Liverpool have sat there between November and January going, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're going to lose our jobs. They'll have been doing something. So Barcelona sacking Xavi, I think they're going to be late. Not Barcelona. Bayern Munich sacking Tuchel last week. And you could throw Barcelona in that with that as well. They're going to be late to the party. Liverpool are already there and they're at the bar buying drinks, flirting with what they want. Bayern Munich are going to run in and go, what can we have? What can we have? But Liverpool will have already done the groundwork. And I think that's why Xabi Alonso, if he is the man that Liverpool want, will go to Liverpool. Because the way Liverpool operate, I'm absolutely convinced they'll have already got what they want done. The question is, would Xabi Alonso be the one that Liverpool wanted in December and November? And I don't think it changes now. And obviously, by Leverkusen are doing well, but it wouldn't be the first time that Liverpool have gone for a manager that's really well rated in Germany. In fact, that's the manager they have at the moment. So I think he goes to Liverpool, not because he's got a choice, and we'll talk about that in a moment, but I think he goes to Liverpool because I think Liverpool have already got their next manager sorted out, because that's the sort of thing they do. It could be somebody else, of course. There are other managers out there, but I think Liverpool would be foolish not to try Xabi Alonso. And people say, well, maybe Xabi Alonso could stay at Leverkusen for a little bit longer and Liverpool could try something out and maybe it's one for the future. That's not how football works. You know, ships passing in the night may never pass again. They've got to go for it now. He's an ex-player. He is the hipster choice at the moment. He is the up-and-coming manager. he's the most popular up-and-coming manager at the moment. He is the manager that, the Real Madrids and the Liverpools and the Manchester Cities are going to be looking at if they need to replace their manager. So there's no risk in that sense. The only risk is he going to fulfill the potential that he's got? And that's the risk you take with anyone. You take that risk when you sign Darwin Núñez. You take that risk when you sign Erling Haaland. It might not work. It doesn't always work. And if it did always work, football would become very formulaic and very boring. So I think Liverpool have already got the man they want. And if it's Xabi Alonso, I think they've already got him. If he has a choice to make, and why would he have a choice to make? Because if Liverpool have approached him in December, then why would he have a choice to make? I think it would already be done. But if that isn't the case, and he did have a choice to make, then I think it comes down to two stories, really. You are managing in the Bundesliga, and you've proved you're better than Bayern Munich with Bayer Leverkusen. And then you want to go and manage Bayern Munich because they're the biggest club in the league that you manage. But you're not German, and it's not the best league in the world. There is a job in the best league in the world for a club you played most of your career at, replacing a manager that's put amazing foundations in place and leaving a team that actually I thought was going to be his next team. I look at that Liverpool team and I didn't think Klopp would go. I thought that's Klopp for the next 5 years. He's built a team. So it's a wonderful opportunity. Now, I look at Manchester United when David Moyes walked in, and obviously that was a bad appointment and a mess was made. But you do look at that job and you go, yeah, Man United have just won the league and they've had a dynasty under Sir Alex, but there's a lot of older players here. There's a lot of work. There's not a lot. I can't use this team for the next 5 years, adding 1 or 2 players. I've got to do a lot of work. And Moyes completely messed it up. But you look at that Liverpool job and, I'm not a Liverpool fan, but I would look at that job as a manager and I'd go, I fancy that. Yes, I've got to deal with the Klopp shadow of greatness and rebuilding this football club, but he plays a style of football the way I want to play. He's got players that want to work hard and are tenacious and are very much modern players. And most of them are in their early to mid-20s. And there's a few senior players there as well who may or may not want to stay, but you know what? There's something for me to build. And also, there is a shadow of Klopp, but there is also a realism in football. I think more than, there are bad things about football. I think people are very sensationalist. You get stupid stuff like I saw on Sky this morning comparing Højlund and Haaland and actually putting stats up. I mean, completely different strikers for a start. The only similarity is that their name begins with a H. One plays for the best team in the world and gets loads and loads of service. The other one plays for a team that doesn't give them any service and is going through a major rebuild. But, beyond that, I think actual fans are quite realistic. You do get your Arteta out nonsense, but in the main, I think football fans are far better at being realistic. And I think if Xabi Alonso took the Liverpool job, Liverpool fans are not going to expect them to win the league next year. And I don't think rival fans are going to expect them to win the league next year anyway. So there will be that leeway of, we don't expect to fall off completely, but we understand that this is his first major job. He's got to get his feet under the table. He's got to get used to these players. He's got to try and bring his own players in. There will be a deep breath of, we hope we don't fall off, but we will be patient because we're going from one of the greatest managers the Premier League's ever had to somebody who's very, very new. So I don't think Xabi Alonso's got any reason not to choose Liverpool over Bayern Munich. They're both massive clubs, but Bayern Munich is a one-horse race. Liverpool are playing in the best league in the world, and the rewards for that and the excitement of that surely overshadows Bayern Munich. But as I said, I think there's no way Alonso doesn't come to Liverpool if Liverpool have chosen him, because I think they've already had the chat way before Tuchel was signed by Bayern. Anyway, get your comments in below. Don't forget to smash a like on the video and subscribe. Very interested to see your thoughts on this. And also, do not forget to check the podcast. Link is in the description. Brand new out this morning. Special guest on there who is a Liverpool fan. We're talking about top 10 players in the world. I've got another brilliant take on a player that wouldn't start for another team. Looking ahead to the weekend, the Carabao Cup, loads of stuff on the podcast. Check it out. Goldbridge Saves Football. Get involved with the Ultras. I'll speak to you all later.